Butterflies return someday. Listen, welcome back. Today's reflection is for those weary ones. Those ones who have to live life on hard mode. The ones who have looked around at the world and felt their spirits say, oh my goodness, this is a lot, and why me? Because sometimes we see things that shake us to the bone. We see cruelty rewarded. We see truth mocked. We see people harmed. And then those same people told to calm down. We see children put at risk. We see women told to make peace with danger. We see people in power act like consequence is for everybody but them. And somewhere in the middle of all that, a phrase, it just kind of slips out. We are cooked. It just sounds casual. It sounds funny. You heard me laugh before I even said it. It sounds like something people say online when things look bad. But today, I want us to sit down with that phrase because it is serious. Because some of us can, laugh, but for some people it's pretty ominous because not everybody makes it through hard mode. Some words, they train the spirit. And for those of us who come from people who survive the unimaginable, we have to be careful about speaking defeat over now living people. And that's not because, we're pretending or we want to put on a happy face, or not because, we're rushing to, make things look nice, make the picture look prettier than it is, or not because we're trying to be the bigger person for people who have made harm their habit. No. Listen, we want to encourage one another. And we want to tell the truth. We come from warriors. And warriors do get tired. A lot of times when we tell the stories of all the way ancient times going way back, we only show the person with the sword and this, that's all but those folks got tired. Warriors grieve. Warriors retreat. Warriors regroup. Warriors reconsider. That's what makes that scene when Chadwick Boseman, may he rest in power, when he comes up in Avengers and he says, on your six. And the whole, theaters just erupt because it's a moment where it's like you almost want to, everybody understands that you wanted to give up and it was appropriate. But here comes, help. Warriors do not hand the battle over with their own mouths. And we got to reach out and chain link, arm in arm one another, and let each other know that, so we don't lose people. When we see the win, we want everybody to be there. So today, I want to share a little Fable devotional called The Flame That Did Not Bow. The flame that did not bow. We are cooked, the young one said. And he said it before the door even closed behind him. He came into the gathering house with his coat torn, his breath broken, and the look of somebody who had seen too much just for one doggone day. We are cooked, he said again. It's over. Look at what they've done. Look at what they are still doing. Look at how powerful they are. Look how tired we are. There's no way through this. And now the room went still. It was battlefield still. The kind of quiet that rises when old soldiers hear somebody speaking burial words over living people. Mother Lottie sat beside the stove with a quilt over her knees and a Bible on the table near her hand. She was old enough to have seen cruelty wear a whole lot of costumes. A robe, a suit, a smile, a church hat, a polished voice, a neighbor's face, a badge. She knew evil did not always come foaming at the mouth. Sometimes evil came quoting scripture to her. Sometimes evil came asking her for patience. Asking her, ma'am, are you going to forgive? Sometimes evil came telling the wounded to be reasonable while the boot was still on their neck. Now, Mother Lottie looked at the young one for a long moment. Then she pointed to the flame in the window. Go blow it out, she said. Young one blinked. What? Young one wasn't touching that flame. The flame was not there because the people were safe. The flame was there because the people were still committed. That flame in the window was not a decoration. It was a witness. It told the road, the enemy, the children, the ancestors, and the darkness itself. This house has not surrendered. You said we are cooked. You said it is over. You said the dark has won. So go on and blow out the flame. Now, he did turn toward the window. The flame was small, but he had good posture and it was standing upright. It did not bow. Outside, the wind pressed against the glass like it wanted to get in there. Inside the little flame, it was not moved. It just kept on burning. And young brother walked toward it. But then he stopped. Mother Lottie said, son, why did you stop? And he swallowed, because somebody lit it. Yes, she said, and nobody lights a signal fire for a people already defeated. The young one lowered his head. Mother Lottie leaned forward, picked up the young one's head, and when she spoke, the whole room sat up straighter too. Young one, do not mistake our survival for softness. Do not mistake our patience for permission. Do not mistake our prayer life for cowardice. The ones before us were not weak because they endured. They endured because they knew how to study the enemy, protect the children, hide the map, store the food, sharpen the blade, learn the law, carry the message, and wait for the right opening. Now the flame lifted even more. She kept on going. Some days the strategy was silence. Some days it was song. Some days it was dance. Some days it was escape. Some days it was quit. Some days it was boycott. Some days it was kitchen table meeting. Some days it was locked doors. Some days it was a march. Some days it was refusing to move. Some days it was moving before anybody knew you were gone. And now the young one looked up. Mother Lottie's voice did not tremble. Do not let anybody teach you that righteousness means becoming harmless. And the sentence landed with weight. God is merciful. God is also mighty. God is loving. God is also just. God feeds the sparrow and flips the tables. God comforts the brokenhearted and troubles the Pharaoh. God is not a pushover, and neither were the people who trusted him while fighting for their lives. Your soul hears what the mouth keeps repeating. Defeatist language does not only describe pain. It trains the body toward surrender. It tells the mind, stop looking for doors. It tells the spirit, stop preparing. It tells the children, stop listening. There is nothing left to inherit but collapse. Our people did not survive by pretending everything was fine, but they also did not survive by singing little happy songs while the house was on fire. They were not preserved by cute optimism. They were preserved by faith, by strategy, by memory, by discipline, by courage, by righteous resistance. Sometimes they prayed, sometimes they planned, sometimes they waited, sometimes they ran, sometimes they hid, sometimes they stood, sometimes they fought, sometimes they built something new while the old world was still trying to deny them a place. That's not meekness, passivity, or any of that. That's warrior intelligence. Help seeking is a great thing. To recognize that one needs help. That's actually what genuine faith is about. Recognizing that one needs help. And so we say, we need counsel. We say we need protection. We say we need discipline. We say we need a plan. We say we need to stop wasting energy on people who are committed to draining us. We say we need to remember who trained us, who prayed us through, who stood at the door, who kept the names, who carried the songs, who taught the children, who fought back. We do not speak as if evil is greater than good. We do not speak as though our enemies, the enemies the lies tell, are more powerful than the truth. We do not speak as though exhaustion is prophecy. We do not speak as though the future belongs to the cruel, simply because they're really loud today. Affirmation, repeat this in your own heart, or just, maybe let it sit with you. I don't speak defeat over myself. I don't speak defeat over good people. I don't call the battle lost while breath still lives in the body. I come from people who prayed and planned, people who sang and resisted, people who endured and fought, people who knew when to wait and when to move, people who carried tenderness without becoming targets, people who love God without becoming pushovers. I'm allowed to be kind without being easy to harm. I'm allowed to seek justice. I'm allowed to protect my life. I'm allowed to win. Today I reject every phrase that crowns despair. I will not say, I'm done, I'm through, I'm over, I'm cooked. I will say, I'm called, I'm sharpening, I'm gathering. I'm not done. The flame did not bow, and I ain't bowing either. Now, thank you for listening. And I don't say that out of chastising you, because I've been 25 and older and throwing tantrums in the floor like a 2-year-old, because I had to live life on the hard mode, and the hill just was getting steeper and steeper with every step I took. My goodness, what is happening? This is not fair. I have this funny thing I say that people laugh. This is not fair to me. This is unfair to me. So listen, I've made those calls of outreach and this and that and the yonder. And I've stood in my kitchen and screamed. I think I made a podcast about that. I've told those stories in my speaking. I've done all of that. So I don't say this in chastisement. I say this in knowing from personal experience how very, 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 very low it can get you. It can get you. And it's a dangerous space. So you don't want to go there. You don't want to go there. You want to keep yourself. It's your job to keep yourself, keep yourself up. Yeah, keep yourself up. We got to keep each other up. Carry this with you today. Because we need each and every one of you. That's why. Do not let fear write the final sentence. We need each and every one of you. The brilliance. You here today because you got something to add to this life. We need you. Do not let fear write the final sentence. Do not let exhaustion call itself prophecy. Do not let despair put on some doggone crown. Rest when you need rest. We all need rest. That's what human beings need. Gather when you need to gather. Sometimes you need more rest than you think you need. Pray, plan, protect your people. Sharpen your discernment. That's going to call for you to study and pay attention. And when the world tries to make you say, I'm done, I'm through, it's over, remember that flame in the window. It was not begging the darkness for permission, and it was not letting that wind come in. It was telling the darkness and the wind, we are still here. All right, y'all. We need you. We need your greatness. Stay here. Stay up. Keep going. All right now. This is Tonya GJ Prince. Thanks for listening. Y'all be great.